I have the honor to present with you my presentation regarding making audit reports more accessible to the public. As I've mentioned in my opening remarks, our accountability to the public, and in order to be relevant, we must make our audit more accessible to the public. In my presentation, I will include both insights and examples from our audit office, SAI Israel, but at the same time, I will share with you some ideas that are developed by other colleagues of EUROSAI members. And let us begin. As I mentioned, making our audit reports accessible to the public is the need of this time. We cannot think that the public, we are representing him in conducting our audit reports, eventually read the whole report. The whole report probably is being read by some of the auditees and the more professional, but we should think, how are we making our results accessible to the public in order to remain relevant? I will share with you that when I entered into the office, the first thing I looked about the summary of the state auditor's report. Previously, in our case, in SAI Israel, it was composed of many, many, many words, as you can see here. But we decided to move it to a better format, a new format that we studied also from other SAIs in EUROSAI, also all over the world, where in this new format, the abstract includes few main parts. The first one is a very short background. Then we go into key figures. Sometimes the key figures tells the story of the report, and I will give you just one example that I will share it with you later on. We have just recently conducted a report regarding taxation of crypto holders within our country in Israel. I'll give you just two key figures. We estimated there are about 200,000 crypto holders in Israel, yet only 500 of them reported to the tax authorities. So this tells the story of the report. Then we move very shortly to describe the audit actions, and then we present our main key findings, most of them deficiencies, but also some that we give a positive feedback to the auditor. And then we end up by bringing to the table very few and the most important recommendations, and then we also add to it some kind of a picture that sometimes tells the story, or a graph that demonstrate the main findings of the reports. Besides moving to a new format of the abstract, we are using other tools in order to make our reports more accessible. Some of them are podcasts that we produced with the people that prepared the reports, some videos that I will share with you later on, and also activities within the social networks. And then finally, now's the day, we print and we publish eventually to the public and to the journalists only the abstract of our report. Of course, there is in our website the full report, but we focus on the abstracts of our reports. I will share with you that within our colleagues, for example, and I can share with you from the NAO UK, how they present their reports in social media, both in the web, also in Twitter, but also in LinkedIn and other relevant channels. Or if I go now to other EUROSAI members, you can see podcasts from Austria or blog from Estonia. So yes, we understand all over EUROSAI that there is a need to make our reports more accessible to the public. As part of making audit reports accessible to the public, I will share with you some new tools that will enhance the accessibility. One of them is a wonderful idea I've just heard from the NAO, the UK National Audit Office, that is now working on improving report accessibility by uploading the reports to mobile devices. Because we understand that as of today, citizens and even public bodies, when they ever read or they want to read even our reports, they will not enter anymore to our website. They need it to be structured in a way that it can be read from the mobile. Or another initiative that now we are developing in our State Audit Office is developing a chatbot that will allow users to search any information from our website to make it accessible to the public. If I'm interested in an issue, please, you can receive a help from a chatbot that will be part of our website. And another initiative that we are now even thinking how to develop is also to make some customized videos for children, because in many cases, for example, I will give you an example. We have conducted a report regarding protecting children online. And we want them to know that our reports relate to their life and to a very serious risk, because there are many hours a day in the online arena, and they are exposed to criminal action, non-appropriate behavior. And yes, we want also to share with them our findings. So we have to customize our video also for relevant groups. It can be for children or for other minorities. For example, in our case in Israel, we also distributed some of our reports also in the Arabic language when they relate to vulnerable parts of our communities, such as the Arab sector that is composing 20% of our population.
The volume of global trade in digital currencies peaked at approximately $3 trillion in 2024. Hundreds of thousands of Israelis have purchased cryptocurrencies. However, how many are paying tax on the digital currencies they hold? The tax authority estimates that it could collect between 2 to 3 billion shekels from activities involving digital currencies. However, the state comptroller has found that the authority is inadequately prepared for this situation. It was not meant to be this way. As early as 2017, Israel established principles for the taxation of digital currencies, positioning itself as one of the first countries in the world to take such measures. Since then, the crypto industry has evolved, and countries in Europe and the United States have prepared for it accordingly. And Israel? It is lagging behind. Current estimates indicate that at least 200,000 Israelis possess digital wallets. Nonetheless, only about 500 individuals report their activities to the tax authority annually, 0.25%, and that is it. The state comptroller discovered that the tax authority has not taken sufficient measures to establish new taxation rules or adapt existing regulations to the digital currency landscape. Those wishing to duly report their income discover it is not at all simple and involves considerable bureaucratic challenges. The form for reporting capital gains and the frequency of reporting have not been aligned with the usage of digital currencies. Additionally, the tax authority permits tax payments on digital currencies only through banks. However, banks often decline to accept funds from crypto-related activities due to concerns over money laundering, even when the funds are intended solely for tax payment. The authority does not assure individuals who up to now have not reported income from digital currencies that they can do so without encountering bureaucratic hurdles or facing potential criminal proceedings. Simplified regulation with simple, straightforward rules may incentivize more tax evaders to report their income. Further complicating the matter, the number of income tax inspectors tasked with reviewing reports is significantly declining. The State Comptroller recommends that the Minister of Finance and the Tax Authority establish in legislation the rules for the taxation of digital currencies and publicly disseminate these rules to enable the state to maximize the tax collection potential. Read the full report on the Office of the State Comptroller's website.
As of today, almost 40% of our reports are accompanied by a short video. The last report regarding mental health treatment to the citizens of Israel, the video was seen by over 1 million persons. This is a great achievement. I encourage you all to think how to be more relevant and to encourage our transparency and accountability to the people that we present. Thank you very much, and thank you to all the participants.